This moment isn't random. The fact that you're hearing these words right now means something powerful is happening in your awareness. Because deep down, you've always known there's more to reality than what meets the eye. More than positive thinking, more than motivation, more than any quick manifestation trick. The truth is, there's a hidden force operating in the quantum field that explains why sometimes life flows effortlessly, and other times it feels like you're hitting invisible walls. And that force is something scientists call coherence. If you let this message sink in, it can completely transform the way you experience reality. Because coherence isn't just an idea, it's the missing key you've been searching for your entire life. Think back to those moments when everything seemed to fall perfectly into place. When you thought of someone and they called, when solutions appeared out of nowhere, when time bent in your favor and life seemed to organize itself around you. Those weren't coincidences. Those were glimpses of coherence in action. The universe aligning with you because for a moment, all the fragmented parts of your awareness, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions were moving as one. You weren't forcing anything. You weren't struggling. You were simply in harmony with the deepest truth of who you are. And when you're in that state, reality responds differently. But here's the part nobody ever told you. Coherence isn't something you create through effort. It's your natural state. It's who you are when you stop fighting yourself, when the illusion of separation dissolves, and when consciousness flows without resistance. The reason you've been drawn to this understanding now is because, whether you realize it or not, you've been preparing for it your entire life. Every frustration, every failed attempt at manifestation, every moment when techniques didn't work, was training you to recognize the real force that reshapes reality at the quantum level. You see, for too long, we've been taught that consciousness is something separate from the physical world, that your mind is locked inside your brain and the universe out there doesn't care what you think or feel. But your direct experience has already shown you that this isn't true. You've felt energy shift when you walk into a room. You've seen synchronicities that defy logic. You've noticed how your emotional state affects not just your mood, but the people and situations around you. These are not accidents. They are evidence that your awareness and the quantum field are deeply connected. And coherence is the bridge. When coherence emerges, every part of you is aligned with the same unified source. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions aren't pulling in different directions. They are all flowing from the same center. And in that state, reality doesn't resist you. It supports you. Things that once felt impossible suddenly happen with ease. People show up at the right time. Opportunities find you without struggle. You feel like you're living in sync with the heartbeat of the universe itself. Maybe you've noticed how time behaves differently when you're fully absorbed in something meaningful. Hours feel like minutes, yet you come out more energized than before. Or when you desperately need more time, circumstances shift and you get exactly what you need. Appointments move, delays appear, doors open. That's not luck. That's coherence bending the structure of space and time around your focused awareness. And it doesn't stop with time. Your emotions too carry a frequency that reshapes your environment when they're coherent. Think about how genuine joy or excitement spreads through a room. People feel it without you saying a word. Problems dissolve, conversations flow, energy shifts. That's your coherent field influencing others on levels they can't even explain. Science already shows that your heart generates an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than your brain. And when that field becomes coherent, it organizes not just your physiology, but the probability patterns of reality itself. You've also experienced moments of direct knowing, those times when insights arrive out of nowhere, when you just know what someone is about to say, or when you sense the future before it unfolds. This isn't imagination. This is your coherent consciousness tapping into the quantum information field that connects everything across space and time. It's why you've always felt a little different, why ordinary explanations never satisfied you, why you've been searching for something deeper. The struggles you faced were never failures. They were part of the process. Every time manifestation techniques seemed inconsistent, every time positive thinking felt forced, every time you felt disconnected from your own power, it was all preparing you for this. You weren't meant to stay trapped in surface-level practices. You were being guided toward authentic coherence, the deeper force that actually determines how reality responds to you. Think of it like metamorphosis. A caterpillar can't just try harder to grow wings. It has to dissolve completely before becoming a butterfly. In the same way, you had to move through confusion, frustration, and breakdowns before coherence could emerge as your natural operating system. That pressure you felt recently, the urgency that something big needs to shift, that wasn't failure. It was coherence building up inside you, preparing for a quantum leap in awareness. And now that leap is happening. As you hear these words, your nervous system is recalibrating. Your brain is wiring itself to process information not just linearly, but holographically, to see reality as one unified field instead of fragmented parts. This is why you're starting to notice connections everywhere, why ideas that once seemed abstract suddenly feel obvious, why you can sense that something extraordinary is unfolding in your life. Coherence isn't a temporary state you slip in and out of. It's your true nature. Those moments of flow and synchronicity weren't random gifts. They were glimpses of who you've always been beneath the noise of separation. The more you recognize this, the more stable coherence becomes. And when coherence stabilizes, reality transforms, not because you're forcing it, but because you've stopped resisting what you already are. 2 years ago, I reached a breaking point. I had tried every manifestation method, every visualization technique, every positive affirmation. Sometimes things worked, but more often they didn't. I felt like I was pushing against invisible walls, exhausted and frustrated. And then, in my lowest moment, when I gave up trying to control everything, something clicked. I realized that my very effort to create alignment was reinforcing the illusion that I was separate from the field. The truth hit me so hard it was almost overwhelming. I wasn't trying to connect with the quantum field. I am the quantum field, temporarily experiencing itself through this human form. Coherence wasn't something to achieve. It was what I had always been. And from that moment, everything changed. Life didn't suddenly become perfect, but it became effortless in a way I'd never experienced before. Opportunities flowed, synchronicities multiplied. I stopped chasing outcomes and started living in resonance with them. Reality began to organize itself around me, not because I was forcing it, but because I was finally allowing coherence to express itself without interference. Now here's the part that matters for you. You're hearing this because the same recognition is awakening in you. Something in you has always known this truth, even if you couldn't name it. And right now, coherence is revealing itself through your awareness. You can feel it, can't you? That shift inside, that expansion in your chest, that subtle but undeniable knowing that what you're hearing isn't just information. It's confirmation of something you've always sensed. This isn't about becoming special or chosen. It's about remembering. Every human being has access to coherence, but most people are too distracted, too conditioned, too fragmented to recognize it. You're different because you're ready. And the very fact that you're here, listening, proves it. So let this message sink into you, not just as words, but as energy. Feel how your awareness is already changing. Notice how the illusions of separation are starting to dissolve. You don't need to force coherence, because you can't lose what you already are. You only need to recognize it, allow it, and trust it. And when you do, reality itself reorganizes around that recognition. Because in the end, coherence is not something you practice. It's what happens when you stop pretending you're anything less than the quantum field itself, awake and aware, experiencing life through human eyes. And once you truly see this, your entire relationship with reality transforms forever.